Good day, podcast community. Pete Kane here, Podcast Pete, founder of the Podcast Academy and a community of givers and strivers. We're here for a special webinar because we're going to give you the 5 major trends and why these trends meet a lifetime of opportunity for you. But like anything, when opportunity knocks, you got to open the door and you got to let it in. You can't be on the busy bus and miss the opportunity. Get on the purpose plane, get above the noise, the distraction, and you'll see an opportunity of your lifetime. So, who are we talking to here? Entrepreneurs that want to grow and scale their business by 10x. With these 5 trends, you have a unique opportunity to get above the common, tough middle of every business and get above and be in a position to know what's going on, to take advantage of these opportunities. So let me give you these. And then if you stay with us, there's a gift. It's the best gift. It'll be a gift that keeps on giving. Okay, let's get going. All right, 5 mega trends. The digital asset revolution. What do we mean by that? The digital asset revolution, the entrepreneurs revolution, the crypto revolution, Bitcoin, the AI technology revolution, and the mobile revolution. So let's go into details because in anything, you have to educate yourself. Because if you don't see and don't understand these type of trends, they go right over your head and you wonder what happened. We don't want you in that camp. We want you the people that educate yourself, recognize them, know how to take your business and put it into this 5 mega trends. Okay, let's go to the first one. Let's talk about it. Digital revolution. There's a gentleman by the name of Daniel Priestley. He wrote the book Key Persons of Interest with his partner. He's built 8 businesses to multi-million dollar businesses. And in the digital revolution, it's about you. It's about you being a key person of interest. Why is that important? Because people don't buy from companies. They buy from people. You look at Steve Jobs, you look at Tim Cook, you look at Elon Musk, you look at Oprah Winfrey. The list goes on and on and on. It's people. CEOs now are stepping up to be the point person. Look at Mark Zuckerberg. Look at the CEO of Google. You look at all these different, no, not Google. Yeah, a little bit, but it's Microsoft is who I was thinking of. You look at the people now that are stepping up and being out there in front to let people know, like, and trust you. You've got to be out there. You have to put yourself out there in the digital world. Every single podcast is a digital asset. Every single book is a digital asset. Every single post is a digital asset. What you put out online stays. There are exceptions, but for the most part, everything you put out there. And if you can't let people get to know, like, and trust you through consuming your content, 7-11-4. Remember that number, 7-11-4. 7 hours of content, 11 buying signals, and 4 different platforms. Now, Daniel Priestley talks a lot about it in his books, Key Person of Interest, 24 Assets, Overprescribed, and the Entrepreneurial Revolution. There are 4 very important books for this time we're in. I've read all of them. I've listened to all of them. Key Person of Interest, I've probably listened to that book 5 times. I'm reading it, and looking over it, just digesting so you get every piece of nugget, because that's what an opportunist is learning about it. Because if you don't, you stay busy. When you stay busy, you're distracted. And when you're distracted, you miss things, miss lots of things. It's easy to be distracted. Look at the average American spends 4 hours of TV a day and up to 2 hours on social media. Consuming, if you put that 6 hours into an 18-hour day, let's say you sleep 8, that's a third of your life you're consuming. How about creating? How about creating digital assets? How about creating a podcast? How about creating online courses? How about putting the information out there for people to get to know you, like you, and trust you? Because that's what they do now in a digital world. You look at it, they have to consume 7 hours of you. They have to make 11 buying signals, and they have to see you on 4 different platforms. When that happens, the brain just kind of shifts into, wow, I know, I like, and I trust. But they're doing it in a digital world. And because we are now in a global economy, there's no more right in our backyard. There's 8 billion people, and I don't know how many billion people are online, but there's a lot of people. And so your message, your digital content has the potential to reach across the globe and back. So you want to be a key person of interest, and you want to know what that strategy is. You can search Daniel Priestley, you can look him up, and you can see, understand his videos, understand his books, read about him, because he gives everything to you. Everything. Digital courses, you create them once and you can make money forever. Now, that's a bold statement, but that's the possibilities. You always have to add value. You always have to know how to drive people to your courses. But potentially now with the digital revolution is you could have people from halfway around the world buying your courses, where before it was all in your backyard. Now we're global. Now we're digital. And that's what you have to think about when you say, think of the opportunity that's out there. Create digital assets. Podcasting. Why has podcasting exploded? Now, I've done about 350. And we looked at the recent elections. One person put himself out there, did a lot of podcasts. Another person did not. Tried to control everything, and then it didn't work. Obviously, she lost. And one person was on the Joe Rogan podcast for 3 hours. You can't fool anybody for 3 hours, but you can do sound bites and fool people with other stuff. That's why podcasting is so popular, because it puts the information out there. The people that want to enjoy your podcast can, and they can enjoy it. And that's why you have to have a niche, and but you have to also say, I want to get out there. When I first started, I started out in golf. I wasn't playing any golf because of a stroke, so I shifted. I moved into a senior facility. I saw all the things that were going on there that I didn't care for, from not supporting the vendors and giving the residents access to the help they needed. So I started senior care podcasting. And I did that until I moved out. Now I do local and senior care. So, but you can Google me, Pete, Podcast Pete. Just Google me. Then Google yourself. See what you look like. Look at the difference between the two. Now, when you see a gap in digital assets, that's your opportunity. Is the best time to have started 2 years ago? Yes. Is the next best time to start now? Yes. So it's never too late. So we have a plan for you, and we're going to share it with you, but I wanted to give you the 5 mega trends to know that everything's coming together. That's why the most powerful opportunity I'm 67, in my lifetime, and probably yours, unless it is everybody. It doesn't matter whether you're 25 or 75. It's the best opportunity in our lifetime. Okay, so let's go on to the second trend, the entrepreneurial revolution. For those that don't follow history and don't see cycles, we just got out of not too long ago, the Industrial Revolution. It was like you work 40 years for a person or for a factory or for a company, and then you retire. And then all of a sudden, the facts of life. People die 2 years after they retire. Why? Because they stop. They stop moving. They stop learning. They stop connecting with people. And if you don't have purpose and if every day is the same, you're going to go downhill. So you want to be always working. Enjoy what you're working. And I tell you, I'll work till I'm 100 because I love what I do. I love it. And so, will I retire? All my friends are retired. So I'm just getting started and they're retired. So a little flip. A friend of mine, Paul, says, flip the script. Flip the script. I flipped the script. I decided to start working at 65. Okay. Enough of, let me get back to you. Okay, Seth Godin. He's kind of inspiring the entrepreneurial revolution through his thinking, through his books. His most recent book, This Is Strategy, his best one, his best book. It's awesome. I even have his cards right here. These are strategy cards. I have his book. I have his audio. I got everything. I've listened to about 100 hours of his new This Is Strategy podcast. But he gives you things to think about as an entrepreneur, how to think like an entrepreneur. You got to think strategy. It's always changing because of different things that are going on. The old Who Moved My Cheese was about change, and it never changes. It's always about strategy and change because every time we look around, it's changing. Look at what's happening. The innovation and the technology is exciting. When you think of the ability to be, how easy it is to be an entrepreneur today versus 50 years ago, man, you're lucky to be born in America today, or just be born today. Certain places that have innovation and technology, which we do here, there's countries that don't have access to things like you do. But if I'm talking to my USA market, we have everything right at our fingertips. It's a kind of a two-edged sword because when it's too easy, you take it for granted. When you got it, when it's tough, I love it when it's tough, and that's a certain podcast for another day. But in the end, entrepreneurial revolution is we're now in it, and this world is changing fast because of it. And it's your chance to take advantage of that. So if you're working for somebody else, start working on, do a side gig because you don't know this AI, and I'll get to that in just a second, is going to disrupt like you've never seen. A lot of leading experts think that 30% of the workforce is going to be mainly white collars are going to be displaced. So that kind of chaos creates opportunity for you if you know what's going on. So take advantage of AI, and we're going to get to that in just a second. That's okay. Now we're in the crypto revolution. Bitcoin, dang, this is the best one of all three because Michael Saylor, Bitcoin growth strategist, and he is CEO of MicroStrategy. This guy's probably has more Bitcoin, his company, more Bitcoin than anybody out there. And he's all in and he's buy and hold on forever. When you understand there's only 21 million made, you can't print more. That's been the problem with paper money, wealth, and currency forever because people like governments, like our government, just print more money. When they print more money, the value goes down. Inflation goes up and your buying power is minimized. But not so now. So if you understand it and just put a percentage of your money as a kind of a generational wealth, power of the people strategy, you're going to be glad. You're going to be glad because what if, now I think it's about 100,000 by the time this is being recorded. What if it was when you bought it at 1,000 and you had that much appreciation versus the dollar, which loses about 17% a year. So you put $100 in, the next year you got what's 17%? That's 80. You got $83. How's that? That's not a good. That's why everybody is having such a difficult time with inflation and the buying power going down because our US government prints money like there's no tomorrow. There's no accountability up there. They just print, and give it away. Print, give it away. Print, give it away. It's not theirs. So they print and give it away. Can't do that with Bitcoin. That's why there's price and integrity in how this system, and that's why you got to understand it. Look up Michael Saylor, do your homework, listen to his videos, understand that there's a lot of very simple explanations, but you can't just not learn it. You can't say, well, I don't know anything about it, so I'm not going to do anything. That's what you call a recipe for disaster. But if you lean in, learn more about it, listen to him and others speak about it, and educate yourself, then you'll understand that a limited number, 21 million, is only going to escalate. You can trade anytime, 7 days a week. With US dollars, you go through the airport, try to take $1 million through the airport and see how far you get, because you can't. But you can do it with Bitcoin. So there's so many advantages, but I just want to encourage you to lean in. As Michael says, it's on a it's on a need to know. Because somebody said on one of his podcasts, why isn't Warren Buffett buying a bunch? Because he doesn't need to. He's already a billionaire. Do you think he needs to know all these trends? He's going to stick with what he's got. Now, when it's obvious, he can jump back in, but he can afford to. But if you're there and you want to build generational wealth for the first time for you and your family, you lean in and you ask questions and you find your answers. That way, you're taking advantage of the trends. Okay, let's go on to the next one. AI revolution. Okay, AI technology, you would have to be either living in a off the grid, not hearing anything for the last few years, to not know that we're in an AI revolution. We're in the technology advancement in, like, just say Chat GPT. There's 250 paid, not 250 million people using it, 250 million users that are paying $20 a month. I think that's the final. I know I used it for free for a while, but I was even busy. When Jeff Bourgeois, who is on the screen here, he kept telling me, are you using AI? And I kept saying, no, I'm busy. I'm doing too many podcasts. And then he said, you better learn. Things are changing. And so when finally the light bulb went off, I had to put a course together. And being dyslexic and ADD, writing has never been my forte. Flunked English, 2 attempts at Virginia Tech, failed. So I'm not in the academic scholar area. So I would always have to, well, it's a long story, but I couldn't spell the words. So I was never really into the word. Let's just say I was the opposite of word salad. I couldn't even do words. So when I I had ChatGPT on my phone, and I said, give me a 12-week course covering mindset, goals, and habits, and do this, this, and this. And in 20 seconds or less, it's back the most incredible 12-week framework I've ever seen. Now, I got to do and record it and make a little changes, but it did 80%. And it did so fast. If I didn't have that, I never would have been able to do it. If you had taken me 5 years ago and put a gun to my head and said, come up with a 12-week course outline, I don't think I could have done it. Now, of course, life or death, it's just a silly illustration. or a metaphor, whatever you call it. But I wouldn't have been able to accomplish it. I know that. Now I use it 8 to 10 times. Well, about 6 to 8 times a day. A day. From not using it to 6 to 8 times a day. And my team is using it. And anybody I can get to use it, I tell them do it. Start off for free, but then for $20 a month, be able to get what you can get. It's like doing the 80% and you're doing the 20%. You're the HI, you're the leader, you're the creative person, and you let AI do 80%. Now, we'll see what happens in the next 5 years, but we're going to see a major disruption. Imagine when you were back, let's say you're a taxi cab driver when Uber came out. Well, they disrupted technology. And this is going to do the same thing for your business. If you are sitting on the sidelines when this trend hits and you don't take advantage of it, you may not be around, because the people, the 250 million that are applying it to their business, they're going to be the winners. And the losers are the people that sit on the sidelines wondering what happened. And that's not a strategy. That's what you call a recipe for disaster. So the speed of business innovation and advancement is going to be more than I can even explain. And I've listened to a lot. I use it every day. Jeff Bourgeois, and let me give you his. I got to give you his free course. Jeff has an AI agency, marketing agency, and he has 26 language models that apply to small businesses to help them grow. And you can get a mini course of his at petekane.me/AI. And I'm telling you what, this guy can implement better than anybody I've ever met in my life. Nobody even close. Nobody even close. And you can get this for free so you can learn it. Learn a little bit about it. Pique your curiosity. Pique your ability to figure these things out by learning, educating yourself. If you stay busy, which a lot of people are, the ones that are watching TV, consuming, or scrolling social media and consuming social media, they're going to be the losers. Because 6 hours, if you put that time into creating and learning and applying, you're building you, not supporting other people's dreams and goals. Support your dreams and goals. Create, and you can, because the opportunity is here. Let me get this off and then I'll go on to the last one. Okay, here we go. Dang, here we go. The mobile. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Every person has a supercomputer in their hand. Yes, a supercomputer. Now, two-edged sword, always, to everything. There's two sides to a coin. Can you spend too much time on it? Yes. And not connect with people? Yes. But you have a supercomputer right there. Matter of fact, in the iPhone, there's so much in there that most of the people will work with about 2% of what that phone can do. Even just recently, the last few months, the journaling app that's fairly new on the iPhone, if you're an entrepreneur, you want to be keeping track. When you finish the day, what did you learn from the day? What are you looking forward? Who did you meet? Just putting that information in a place where you can find it. It's locked. You can search it. The second update, I was going to think, man, this would be cool if this thing had a search function on it. Bingo, there it comes. It has an update and has a search function. It's going to continue to get better. And you can get better as an entrepreneur by journaling. It helps you to learn. It helps you to reflect. It helps you to be aware of who you are. And even in this world where there's a lot of information coming at us, to put it in a way, you can put audio in there, you put pictures in there, put locations in there. You can put You can speak in there and leave a message. It transcribes. It's the most amazing thing. There's a cool video that went a gentleman with Mac. I don't remember his name, but he's a Mac support guy. He's on his own, but he does Mac. Had an excellent tutorial. Just search journal app tutor tutorial. You search that and then you'll find something like that. Then start using it. I stumbled on it by accident when Lucas, we were at Rotary Club and I was showing him Growth Day, and I was showing him the journaling feature on there, just going over some of the things on there. All of a sudden, lo and behold, he shows me this. I went, what's that? I'd seen it, but I didn't know what it was. And he showed me how he was using it. I've used it every day. I use both. I use quite a few journals. I write, and I use this one, and it's because you always want to be reflecting, learning, getting lessons as an entrepreneur, and you're able to do this with the iPhone. Now, does the Droid have? They probably have something similar to that. Nothing like iPhone. That's why they're the wealthiest, richest company in the world. Okay. You know what? A mobile gives everybody that holds one, and I don't know what the numbers are, but access to information. Access to information. You need something? Search. You need something? Put it in AI. You need something? Just go on the phone and find it. But be able to know that the mobile phone, most people look at things on either their tablet or the phone. So be aware that that's how people receive your information, whether it's a podcast through Spotify or YouTube. Most people are doing it on the phone. So a lot of TikTok and short form videos are all set up for the format of the phone. So there is that's the five mega trends. Now, here's where I want to give you an opportunity. And I probably need a slide for it, but we'll give it to you here. Go to petekane.me/opportunity. You have an opportunity of a lifetime, because have you ever wanted to write a book? My partner, I think last year, wrote 300, or he's done 300 over the last year and a half. But you want to know how to write a book? He can write it. Now, we give you the 12 P's. He does. And this helps you to get your authoritative book. Remember when we were talking about Daniel Priestley, 7-11-4? Well, part of that is writing a book. If you have an authoritative book on the market you're trying to reach, solving the problem, and you give people something to be able to consume of you, you become the expert. And you have to be the key person of influence if you really want to take advantage of the entrepreneurial revolution, the digital revolution. And when you go to pkane.me/opportunity, we work in pods of 20. These 20 go on a 12-week journey, a transformation to get your book done in 12 weeks, to put yourself in a magazine, the Collaborative Magazine, which is a community of 20. We meet 1 hour every week as a group of 20. We pair off, you build relationships, you go through the journey with 20 people. You're in a magazine. Now, this magazine is a collaborative magazine that's on a community of 20. Now, the beauty of this magazine is you have one like Kennesaw Happenings for the city. Then you could go deeper. If you live in Atlanta or live in Kennesaw, you know Chastain Road. Well, there's shopping centers there. I walked one about 2 months ago, month and a half, something like that. And I was surprised when I was just meeting business owners, how many people didn't know their neighbor. And they certainly didn't know their story. But inside the magazine, if you go to Kennesaw Happenings, or you go to this page, you can see it. You can see the PDF. You can go to Amazon, you can order one, and you can enroll. enroll in getting a book done. 12 weeks. We have 12 P's. Let me give you the P's. Plan, problem, promise, purpose, prioritize, ponder, possibility, proclaim, package, publish, promote. Those are the 12 P's that Jeff puts. He has a workbook. He has a system. And we're going to walk you through. I'm going to help you with the strategy. The strategy. Our 10-step ecosystem, which you get another gift, pkane.me/masterclass. This is our masterclass, 10 steps to scale and grow your business. First one's assessment. Second one, let me see, it's the end of the day. Okay, second one, okay, let me see if I got, okay, second one is, oh my gosh. You ever had a brain? Yeah, okay, here I will. Okay, second one is podcasting. It's podcasting online courses. 3 is high performance coaching, which is a strategy. 4 is the magazine. 5 is growth day. 6 is brand ambassador. 7 is send out cards. 8 is AI. 9 is social media amplification. 10 is buy back your time. I'm off by 1, but go to it. You can listen to the whole thing. That's the key, is an ecosystem, and it scales because each one of those you can scale with, but you put them all together, that's the power of an ecosystem. And that masterclass is yours for free. So you want to know what the first one is, assessment? Go to pkane.me, take the assessment. Take the assessment, understand why it's so important to qualify people and to have a lead generating system. You've got to be able to, time is your most precious asset. If you read about Oprah, she works 2 hours a day. She doesn't fool around for the rest of the time. She works, but those are the activities she makes decisions on. The rest of the time, she's sharpening the axe, exploring ideas, figuring out where she's going to expand, how she's going to expand. And Elon Musk probably does the same thing. You know, these high level people that create massive wealth, they know how to manage their time better than you and I. 24 hours, that's all we get. And who uses those 24 hours determines that. And on an assessment, you're not wasting time, because a lot of people will meet with people for an hour and they're not even a qualified person. They're just like kicking the tires. And you've wasted an hour plus your drive time. Happens all the time. It used to happen to me. I just don't do those anymore. If I don't know if the person's ready to do something and talk about scaling the business, I'm not wasting my time. I'm not going to waste their time. But a lot of people don't think of it that way. So take that assessment. You can go to the magazine and you can see it at pkane.me/magazine. That way you can see the magazine. You can feel it. You can not feel it. No, you can see the PDF. You can see the 32 stories that are in there. We have 20 stories, 20 people in each community. So we work with them for 12 weeks to get you a authoritative book on your niche, your targeted audience. It's what we call a love story with your ideal client. And if you can solve their problem, give them something to consume your book, who do you think they're going to go back to when they need that problem solved? Yep. So, okay. So, man, I love it. We have our first one of this year, a live event coming up the 18th. So if you're interested in that, drop me a support ticket and we'll make sure. Yeah, you can go sign up. But yes, go ahead. Just sign up. It's on Eventbrite and you can do that. So I mentioned Growth Day. This is the personal development. If you're not growing as an entrepreneur, you're not going to be around. I think the average entrepreneur before this year. It'll change. 80% went out of business the first year because if you're not growing and you're not learning and you're not committed to growth, you're not going to be in business because entrepreneur is tough. It's really tough. And if you're not ready for that, the market will chew you up and spit you out. But you can do this for 7 days where Brendan Burchard will talk to you daily. He's got 500,000 people in Growth Day. I've been doing it every day for 10 months. The day I heard him on an Ed Milet podcast is the day I signed up. The day I started my journey of growing rapidly. Always did from 16. I always was into books and tapes and personal development because I sucked at academics. So I had to grow in other ways. Street smarts, personal growth. No degrees, no nothing. But a degree in hard knocks. That's what I've got. Okay. So I enjoyed being with you. If this is something that you think others can enjoy, somebody that wants to take advantage of the opportunity, the once in a lifetime opportunity. For those that wait in another quarter, you're going to be so far behind you can't catch up. Not to the people that start now. So if you want to join us, give us a buying signal. Okay, the buying signal is $750. That's for the 12 weeks. Then you get Growth Day at $50 a month. So you're putting $800 under $1,000. You get a book, you get a magazine, you get a community, you get success. When you have accountability, you have an authoritative book, and you have a community of people of 20s. And we're going to put 100 communities out there just this year, probably more than that, but that's just a conservative number because we have a strategy to scale quickly. And if you want to be a part of it, the journey of 1,000 steps starts with your first. So please share this with somebody you think could benefit. And thank you so much. I appreciate you listening. My gift was, I think I told you about it, Masterclass, petekane.me/masterclass, where you're going to get 10 steps to scale and grow your business by 10x. Thank you so much. Be bold, make an impact, and have fun. Be bold, make an impact,